Hello, this is the price action for yesterday, the EURUSD 3-minute chart. We had a spike and broad bear channel. Let's go up to the 15-minute chart to see how this formed. So the day prior we had that double top and there was that nice swing trade into the US session. Sort of overshot another channel line there and it's pulled back in and created this trading range and we've sort of trended down, sort of sideways to down. And then we've overshot just before the London session. So whenever we get an overshoot, I mean, we're always looking for that range. So you're drawing to the breakout area, down to the lows to see the trading range that's probably going to form. We also overshoot this micro channel line. Now, these are real important to me. This is like what I look for. So these overshoots and then getting these little pockets here, that's what I'm looking to trade. And when you get that overshoot of these micro channel lines, you get this little trading range forming there. We don't get a trading range here. We overshoot strongly, and this always worries price action traders because whenever we see an overshoot, we expect a trading range or even a reversal, especially on like a third attempt or anything like that, pushing out of a channel. You know, is it going to go back up to the breakout point or whatever? But it just doesn't do that. It just breaks down even stronger. So we've overshot very, very strongly. So we basically spiked down. So we are looking to go short. And then we just trended down pretty strongly and for the whole London session. And then it looks like in the US session we've broken out, retested the lows. Overshot again on that third push. So one push, two push, three push. And when you overshoot on that third push, there's usually an attempt to try and reverse the channel. It doesn't always win out, but this sort of fizzled out into a little trading range at the EMA. Okay, so let's take a look at the trades. So last night, as I said, we sort of overshot this channel here, which is always worrying for price action traders. We don't trust it. You know, we don't like overshoots to follow them. You don't want to chase an overshoot, basically. So when this overshoots, this orange channel, it's a bit hard to see, but this orange channel, I'm just pulling it down like this the whole way. Oh, it's a big spike, and then I see, it's all the way down to there. This is just before the London session. I've got my micro channel line on there, and then I start to watch it, and then the London session starts, and I can see that we're in this fatter channel here. So I'm drawing my channel on there. I'm not going to get tricked into going short early. I can see we're channeling there. You know, it's hitting the edges. I'm not taking any of these trades. I'm waiting for a setup. So I see this spike and channel form. So that's the spike part, that's the channel. So that overshoot on that third press fails, and that's where I'm looking to go short. So I'm waiting till it pulls back, and it's at the EMA, which is even better. So after that trade there, so taking that trade for a scalp, I've got a micro channel line on there. It also forms a lower high, so I'm taking that down. I know my lows are here. But because of this overshoot here, I'm also drawing in my purple channel. So my purple range. So I've got this overshoot micro channel. So you've got a range inside a range of this overshoot. So there's overshoot here, a bigger range, overshoot of this micro channel line, a smaller range, and we're trending up. It's a spike and channel inside there and a smaller time frame. So we take that trade, we can take the low high down to the lows for a scalp, and then we pull back up. So it's like I guess a breakout pullback kind of thing, or what would you call that? Just a, what would I call that trade? Let's take a look at that. It's sort of two legs back, so it's almost like a second entry short, like kind of on the downward look of it. But yeah, when it fails there, you should already have your pink channel line on by now. So what I'll be doing, this blue channel line, although it's not in play, I get it on there. So you want to cover that whole spike. Yeah, it didn't come into play last night for us, but it's still there. And if I need it, I can just, you know, pull it down the whole way through the channel. And I can still see that bigger channel in there. And it kind of is in play a little bit. Like, let's take a look at this thing, just to give you some stuff there. So we do overshoot, and it does act like this is in play. Like when it hits into it, there's resistance there and stuff. So the blue channel, although you don't really see it in play that well, it sort of is there. So you just got to be aware that there probably is a bigger channel. We're not just in this tinier channel. There is another bigger channel around it. We're just trending down on the other side of the channel. So anyway, We can take that trade. Now we know our lows are down here, so we're in this pink channel. You've got to get your pink channel on early. So once you see that touch even, and after this trade, if you take the 2 trades, you've got to get this channel on early. So once it comes back up here and fails again, you can trade that. You get a little overshoot there. Again, it creates this little pocket of a range. You probably can go short there. That's not a bad trade. We're broken out of this range here, this purple range. And we've retested and we're coming back down. So that's actually not a bad scalp either, down to the channel line there. I didn't mark it, but you can trade these micro channels when they're strong. So you can even take that trade if there's enough room to get out. But again, we overshoot this line again. So we draw in our purple range. We spike out of there. It's all bull bars. It's hard to go short there. We think we're going to go up higher, which we do. So we go up higher, and on this one, it's safer to take because that's a higher double top, and we're hitting on our channel line, and we can take that down to the lows. Now, remember, you've got to get your micro channel line on there, so you're thinking, oh, where are our lows? Our lows are here at this point, so you can only really trade down to there. And then you get your little micro channel line on there again. There's no way to get in again, so you're just waiting. This is too big of a bar. There's no room. See how it's right down to the lows. It's too hard to get in. You can get in if you just take it right at the top, but it's risky because you really want your entry bar to close off and then make your decision, your signal bar to close off and then make your decision, then get your limit order ready or stop order ready and take the entry bar. So it's, you want to be patient with your entries. Anyway, so we'll head down there and we pull back. We create this little tiny channel here, so there's a spike, a tiny channel. Again, you can always drop down to the 1 minute if you can't see it correctly, and then we fail out there, so you can take that down to the lows. But it's important to see here too, I've drawn in another range, this orange range. And that's because there's a lot of bear bars down this way, and then there's a lot of bull bars up that way. So this is probably going to create another bigger range. So we are a little range, and you can see this little range is in play. It doesn't go back into the range, it rejects. So even just having that there, I know it just goes V-shaped up, but that is still in play. That area is, this range is still in play, that purple one as well. Anyway, it starts to get hard to go short here because we're at the lows, but if you're counting and you see you've only got 1, 2 pushes and this channel still looks like it's in play, you probably are going to get that third push. So maybe you take the short there. You can take the short there. It's right at the bottom of this range, which is the reason I didn't particularly like taking it. But it shoots out of there, and then you could take a trade here on the lower high you get there down, and you're expecting it to maybe hit the lows. It doesn't, it pulls back up. So this is an undershoot. This does not touch on here. You can't count that as a touch. We pull back, we get a second entry short, and then you're expecting it to come down and make that third press, which it does. That was the night.